man-to-man. But there were times I had to get him man-to-man.
And your favorite team that you guys love to face in your division?
Yours.
Yes, sir.
It's like the games like we play against the Raiders, you might get 3 sacks when they had Jamarcus Russell, which I did.
Mm-hmm.
So I got 3 sacks on them. I got 3 sacks on them in the first half, right?
Yeah.
And I'm ready, and they take Tommy Maddox.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to West War Room Rivals. I am your host, Cody. I am joined with my rival comrades here in the War Room. Say hi, everyone. Corey, Austin, Caleb, and Matt. What up, everybody?
Hello.
Are we ready for day 2 of going live right now? We're going to be previewing the divisional round. Crazy, right?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. If you guys missed last night's episode, we had our recap episode for the wild card round. That was on our last night's episode. Go back and watch that. While you're watching here, though, hit that subscribe button and also share this with everyone so they can get around and check out the rival show like what we're doing. Shout out to JBW Solutions, LLC, as we are recording out of the JBW Solutions studio. So we have our opening icebreaker question right now for this episode. It's actually an interesting one, Caleb, but you might want to cover your ears. But this one is for you and me. What's most likely to happen first? Chargers getting a playoff win or the Raiders winning 10 games in a season? So a little bit of a shot to us, but I dig it. Caleb, I'm going to let you answer first, though.
I mean, I got to roll with my team. Like, I think they'll get it done. It's just they've got to get a lot of things fixed, but I think they can fix them this offseason and plug away. But, yeah, I got my team.
All right. It's a very interesting question. You know what? I would hate to go against my team, but I would have to say, as much as I want the Raiders to get 10 wins, we haven't hit 10 wins in 5 seasons. I'm still going to say the Raiders would probably get 10 wins before the Chargers win their first playoff game. I like what we're doing here with the head coach search. I'm a little bit optimistic now that Mark Davis has stepped away from operations a little bit. So, Caleb, I'm sorry, but you guys might be in the basement for a minute. So,
coming from the team that's in the basement.
That's right. We're going to come out of the basement, and they're going to come down the basement. So that's how that's going to work. I'll let you guys open it up. Matt, what do you think?
Probably neither one of those things happens in our lifetime.
That's where I'm at.
Valid.
Do I need to ask the rest of the panel for their opinion, or are we? Well, don't all speak at once.
Yeah, I'll go with the Raiders win 10 games first.
That's right. Austin.
I agree. I think Raiders get 10 wins before Chargers win a playoff game.
Caleb's
I'm going to clip all this. Yeah. Receipts.
80 years later in a time capsule. You guys remember when you said this?
I remember.
Anyone remember that movie, The Knowing, where they pulled out those end of time numbers from like 70 years ago and the end of the world came? That'll probably when either one of these two things happen.
Well, when's the last time each one did happen?
So the Raiders won 10 games in, ironically, 2021 when we beat the Chargers to get into our wild card spot and bounce them out of there. I don't know when the last time the Chargers won a playoff game, if I'm being honest.
2019, so 2 years before.
Oh, 2 years later. Okay.
Everett Farnes remembers.
Right on. All right, that was a nice little icebreaker, and we got a little birthday shout-out for Corey, our Broncos fan. Shout-out to Mama Shovik. It is Corey's birthday, y'all. Give him a big old happy birthday in the comments if you can. All right, guys.
Happy birthday, Corey.
If we could sing, we would. That back pain activating yet?
Always. That's been like since I was like 27. So it's like.
Oh, yeah, and happy birthday, Meemaw, right? Is it Meemaw?
Grandma, whatever you want.
Whatever you want to call
Shout
it.
out, Bailey. Thank you for the birthday.
Grandma's birthday, Grandma Bell. Thank you. Thank you, Bailey. And happy birthday to my grandmother.
Yeah, by the way, Grandma Bell, if that's her name, she had some very blunt comments for the War Room.
That's what old people do, man. That's what old people do.
I dig it. She's got some.
I still love you. Don't worry.
I don't care. I'm good. She's not wrong.
All right, guys, let's preview the first divisional round matchup. I can't believe it's the first one. And we were just talking about this offline. This is a crying shame. It should be, honestly, the main event, but alas, it's the first one. We'll be previewing the Broncos and Bills matchup. This is going to be on the Saturday game at 1:30 Pacific, 3:30 Central Time, if I'm not mistaken. And we're going to do a quick little roundtable here with some X factors. So, Corey, I want to kick off with you, birthday boy. Who are your X factors for this Broncos and Bills game?
Yeah, it's pretty simple here. It's got to be the defensive line, Zach Allen, DJ Jones. Got to stop James Cook, stop Josh Allen. And on the offensive side, man, it's Bo Nix. I need Bo Nix not to play hero ball. I need him to take care of the football. Don't put our defense in such tough positions, and we'll be fine.
Matt, what are your X factors for this game?
For the offensive side of the ball, since Corey already said Bo Nix, it's that run game. Jaleel McLaughlin and RJ Harvey. As of late, McLaughlin has been doing very well in yards per carry. He's averaging 6.1 yards per carry. I need that production to continue. And getting Evan Ingram involved. Got to get Evan Ingram involved. He's been a ghost all season. It's time to wake him up. Summon whatever spirits you need to, wake him up and get him going. And then, again, the defense, close that interior line and get to Josh Allen.
Austin, what are your X factors for this game?
Yeah, and I'm going to go from the Bills' perspective to give it a little flavor. For the offense, I think it's going to be everyone but Josh Allen. We know Josh Allen's going to do whatever it takes to win. Other people need to help step up. This isn't the Jags defense, no offense. This is a little better defense than the Jags. So everyone besides Josh Allen will be my X factor. Help your dude out, okay? Defensively, I think it's going to be that pass rush. The Bills they have a good pass defense, but if you give Bo Nix time, let him, scramble, extend plays, that's when, depends who you're going for, good or bad things can happen. But that's what you don't want to do. So pass rush for the Bills.
Caleb, do you want to give your X factors for on the Bills side or the Broncos side?
I'll give it on the Bills. I'll go with I'll say it's James Cook because I think for them to get started in this game, the Bills early, I think they need to run the ball effectively. So I'll say James Cook offensively, and then on the defensive side of the ball, I'll say Shaq Thompson. He's their leading tackler this season. I think it's really big for them to get the Broncos run game stopped really early in the game and kind of get them away from that. So I'll say him as well.
I'll give a couple of X factors on the Broncos side of it. I think the secondary is going to play a huge factor for the Broncos. And the reason why is because obviously they're going to have the pass rush with Cooper, Allen, and Benito. But I think what is going to really be the neutralizer is PS2 and also Riley Moss there in the secondary to be able to keep those Bills receivers in front of him, not let him take those big plays. That when the play breaks down in the pocket and Josh Allen scrambles, that's when they kind of get free. That secondary is going to have to do what they can to make sure that they are able to shut that down. Take out Coleman, take out Shakur. The Bills really don't have an elite, pass catcher that is going to scare you. All they have to do is lock down that side of the field and honestly turn the Bills one-dimensional. I think that'll play into the Broncos' hands. And on the offensive side, everyone's kind of collectively said it, but I need to see what receiver is going to step forward and bail out Bo Nix. I mean, we can talk about RJ Harvey in the run game. We can talk about Evan Ingram, who may or may not be on the field. We're not going to talk about maybe Sean Payton calling 20 screenplays, but what we can talk about is what wide receiver is going to step up and be a reliable source for Bo Nix to go to. Is it going to be Sutton? Is it going to be Mims, who is also on the special team side? Or is it going to be the rookie Pat Bryant? Somebody on that receiving side is going to have to step up. So that'll be my X factor on the offensive side.
I believe I see Drewski over there in the comments. Drewski, give us your X factors, buddy.
Hit him in the X factors, and then I'll drop him on there. Who we got? Curtis Samuel will probably be back for this game. Yeah. That'll be pretty big.
And Ed Oliver on the defensive side. I know they had the 14, 15 guys on the injury report, but they do have – Ed Oliver's a huge piece of the defensive line. Yeah. And obviously Curtis Samuel's that skill position guy who, if I remember correctly, had a couple big catches against Denver in that postseason game last year in kind of a key situation as Denver was trying to hold with it, and then he made the huge play that kind of helped spring it.
Yeah. Before we move on to the next thing, I do want to get Matt, what's a key to victory for the Broncos?
A key to victory for the Broncos is one, you got to contend. I'm not too concerned for the Bills receivers. I am concerned for their tight ends. Corey and I have been talking about it all year, and Broncos fans have been talking about it forever. Tight ends are the Denver Broncos' Achilles heel. That and running backs, but you have two good. You have Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid. Kincaid, yeah, he was in the boot, but they said he's been practicing all week. He will be there. That is Josh Allen's go-to in the red zone. He is the highest targeted tight end in the red zone. Got to stop those two. If you can take out Knox and Kincaid, or at least limit one of them, I think Denver could do good things. So yeah, it's stopping those two.
Okay. Corey, what's your keys to victory for the Broncos before we go on to the next one?
Yeah, so similar to what Matt was saying, you got to look at the secondary, Hufanga and Keys, see what they can do. It's going to be big having Dre Greenlaw back. I think that helps with the run game and possibly the spy aspect of it. And then obviously the key here is you got to make those tackles. Josh Allen's not going to go down easy, especially when you get inside the red zone, because once you get inside the red zone, he can run the football in. So you got to make sure that you can, first hit, he's down. Don't give him the ability to get any more push. I mean, what was it? The kind of towards the end of the game,
the 10 yards of carry.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Like they had it, and then he's literally, not only is he getting help from his offensive lineman, but that just shows you he's powerful, man, and that should still worry you a little bit. So tackling, and then on offense, take care of the damn football.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Austin.
Thank you. We obviously don't want to miss out on giving the main key to victory here is Westy Bestie Matt Prater. He is a weapon. He is lethal. And can we call this a revenge game? Huh?
There's no revenge factor.
Didn't you guys cut him 10 years ago?
Move on, man. Like everyone still loves Matt Prater. We get it. Like there's no hard feelings there.
And he's played against Denver since then. So
yeah.
And but the playoffs?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Actually, Austin, wouldn't it be wild if Matt Prater eliminates the Broncos on a late field goal? Wouldn't that be wild?
Sure. Too many men on the field.
What?
That's like too many men on the field.
Yeah, we're not going to talk it into existence. So I'm not even going to acknowledge that question.
Just wanted to shout out our Westy Bestie.
That's right. Also, shout out to Drewski here. He's giving us his X factor. He's saying for the Bills on offense, it's Coleman. He's got the opportunity to prove the haters wrong and show up. On the defense, it's Trey White. He's been electric and is expecting another great game from him. That's huge as well. Drewski again saying also James Cook having a better game than this past weekend, which is 100% true because James Cook, who was the leader in the running back stats this season, he was pretty quiet against the Jaguars, but Jaguars have had a pretty good run stopping defense. So that's why Josh Allen.
And Drewski was talking up Trey White the other day on one of our TikTok lives, and I didn't even think of it. And then I went back and I watched some of those highlights of the game. That last play of the game was essentially was Trey White knocking it down. And to be 100% honest with you, I completely forgot Trey White was playing again. So he's one of the better corners when he's healthy.
And Drewski fact check me, but I think since week 11 or 12, Trey White's actually been one of the best cover corners in football statistically, as far as QBR and completion percentage and everything. So if he's coming into form, that's huge.
And I don't know how Matt feels, and I do want to direct this to Matt. Keon Coleman, I know everyone wants to talk about they don't have receivers, but let's not sleep on the fact that Keon Coleman could be that guy. And are you hoping that that's the PS2, or do you think that's one that Vance may, hey, let's go ahead and throw Riley Moss over there and keep Pat on maybe one of the tight ends?
You know what? I want to say Keon Coleman and PS2 will get that matchup because they're going to use Jahdae Barron as the cover for the tight ends. And the reason being, actually, Jahdae Barron, kind of an unsung hero with those tight ends. He's faced, he's faced Brock Bowers. He's faced Travis Kelce. He's faced Dalton Schultz, and he's done very well at containing them. Yeah, he's given up a few big plays here and there, but he's still a rookie. However, he's been one of the best corners in that nickel defense that covers the tight end. So I feel like Jahdae Barron is going to have to – that's kind of an unsung X factor, is Jahdae Barron stepping up and covering those tight ends.
Yeah.
And then Drewski here just confirming with what Austin was saying here that Trey White has been great the second half of the season. So your assessment is correct. And then Drewski brings up a good point here. Coleman is also great at causing penalties on the defense. So Riley Moss has been a culprit at getting defensive, pass interference. So that maybe plays into this game on Saturday when it comes up.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So Corey, I'm going to come back to you with this question on a Broncos side of it. Are the Broncos going to use this game to get their revenge from last year when the Bills eliminated them from the, I believe it was the wild card last year?
Players are saying yes. I'm not looking at it that way. But again, if the players are using it, then cool. I mean, anything that you can. But again, if you're not hyped for this game, then you're not in the right job. You're not in the right sport.
Facts.
Like, these players are already going to be playing. I love the fact that it's at home. The crowd's going to be absolutely just amped. That's going to feed into our team. That's going to give this defense a little extra. You don't think the team's heard all week or even into last week that Josh Allen was coming to town? And Josh Allen's hard to tackle. Josh this, Josh that, Josh this. Go back to last year, Josh this, Josh that. Our defense is going to be just fine. These boys are going to be ready. Mile high, Broncos country. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
For Matt,
Go ahead, Austin.
now did you see where Sean Payton says that, crowds have been so trained to get loud when you get to the line, and he's asking the Denver crowd to start being loud when they're in the huddle? What do you think? Do you think, Mile High faithful are going to be rampant like that while they're in the huddle? Or do you think, because they're right, we are trained to do that. You're kind of calm, and then when they get to the line, you're used to getting loud. And if Denver crowd does get, to that decibel level while they're in the huddle, do you think that could cause some issues for the Bills offense?
Absolutely. And the reason I say that, because I actually went to one of the games this season. I went to that Broncos and Cowboys game. And when Dak was getting in the huddle, that stadium was rocking because, again, they get former players on. You guys have all been to games, and they get the former, Derek Wolfe showed up like, hey, let's get loud in the huddle. Peyton Manning was in there. And it's always awesome when you see guys like Derek Wolfe. Again, that's the Super Bowl 50 guy right there. Derek Wolfe, hey, let's get loud in the huddle. And you see the crowd just amp up when, I had a scoreboard operator on one of my lives on TikTok for the Broncos. And he's like, right now, this building is electric. They are waiting. They're chomping at the bit to go after Josh Allen. So Broncos country, let's go, man.
Home field advantage. It's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to just kind of point out here, and I'm going to address some of the comments too that are coming in. So keep the comments active, you guys. You guys are doing great. If you haven't subscribed, do so now. But my point that I want to bring up is Josh Allen and the Bills are hearing a lot of naysayers on the Broncos side that essentially this game's in the bag or whatnot. Do you think that you guys are hurting yourselves by giving the Bills bulletin material?
Who's saying that?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, not you guys, but I'm seeing
Everything I've seen from the players there's not been one thing that I've seen from the players. I think I saw one of the comments was, it's obviously eating at us for what happened last year, but I haven't yet read, and I've been paying attention because you think about that. You really do. You want to hear, what are they talking about? Like, are they saying anything? Is Sean saying anything? Because we do know that Sean loves to talk.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one thing that Sean loves to talk, Sean loves to talk, and Sean loves to put targets out there. Go back to the beginning of the season. This is a Super Bowl team.
New Orleans.
Same thing. So I've been listening very closely, and I haven't yet heard any of the players say it. And maybe I could have missed it. Matt?
Come to think of it, I think there was something Nick Bonito said, and it wasn't anything like insulting. I think someone had made a tweet, and it was just like a fan or something that was like, people are out here really saying that Josh Allen is going to choke, something along those lines, that he's going to choke, this, that. And again, whatever he was saying. And Nick Bonito responded, I am people. Like, I am the people saying, And so I think it's that.
That was about Von Miller and Myles Garrett.
There we go. So maybe I thought it was that. Never mind. I stand corrected. But other than that, I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything.
You guys are doing a really good job at toe tapping to make sure you guys don't offend Josh Allen or ruin the energy of the universe to work against you guys. You guys are doing a really good job.
Well, we're not Texans fans or Chargers fans either. So
sorry.
One thing I want to go on, and I'll talk about more on Saturday. I'm not worried about this game. I'm not worried about this. I know we had a lot of people in our lives that were like, hey, it's, we're nervous. And I'm sitting here.
So this game doesn't matter, or
be a fan.
No, it matters.
It matters.
Okay.
But at the same time, this is a new team. This is we're going into a new age where be confident. Be confident. These are grown men. They get paid to do a job. Yes, you're facing probably the best quarterback in football in Josh Allen. Who doesn't want that challenge? And I'm sitting here saying, if you're not hyped for this game and you can't get up for this game, then you're in the wrong business. But I'm not worried about this.
And people are misunderstanding that. When he's saying he's not worried, he's not like the Chargers fans and Texans fans saying it's an easy win. He's saying he's not going into this feeling worried. He's going into it hyped. He's going into it excited. I understand how that's coming across when he says, I'm not worried. That does come across like this is an easy victory. That's not what he means. He just means the vibe should be different than nervous, excited, hyped.
This is a new team, guys.
And
this isn't the same Broncos team. Like
I was saying, like when I went live earlier, I was telling, because I had someone ask me the same question. And this is a new team. If you think about it, last year, this was an inexperienced team. None of these players had ever gotten a whiff of the playoffs. That's a whole new team with a rookie quarterback going into a very tough environment to play in. Of course, that outcome was going to happen. Was it a winnable game? Yes, but you have inexperience versus a guy who's been in the playoffs pretty much his entire career except his rookie year. This is a whole new team. This is the number 1 seed at home. You have home field advantage. That whole team is just, again, from the start to finish, who's going to stop us? No one's going to stop us but us. And I love that they have that mentality. Mm-hmm. Do we have concern? Again, we already brought up the concerns. The tight ends, the running back. The Bills exposed that interior line last year. But this is a game that, like, it was winnable last year. It's effing winnable this year. So
that's that corporate sponsored Matt over there taming his language.
I learned my lesson from last time.
And I don't agree with Mama Shovik on a lot of things she says in the sports world, but she's not. It's confidence in your team, right? Like, there's a difference from being confident and then being what the Chargers and Texans fans have been the last couple of weeks. There is a difference.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get to these comments here real quick, guys. Brody, Caleb, he just wants to make sure you got your goldfish today.
I have not. I'm slacking.
Bailey would be a good motivation. And then Drewski over here, if Denver gets the run game going and allows big play action plays, I believe they'll have a hard time stopping that offense. This is solely on who's doing a better play calling, in my opinion. Great point, Drewski. Let's see. Not worried either. Just shootout between coaches. These are two great coaches that are going head to head. I would almost wonder too, though, if Sean McDermott's going to survive if he gets eliminated.
That's what I was going to ask. I was going to say for the chat, so that way we can push on. For those in the chat, is Sean McDermott done if they lose in Denver this weekend?
It's a very good question. And then Mama Shovik here in the comments, this game's going to be a nail biter, and it's confidence in your team, just like what Austin referred to. So, all right, guys, I think we're going to put a pin in that. We're going to save that energy for our Saturday morning pregame shows. What we're going to go live doing our Saturday morning pregame leading up into the divisional round. It is going to be massive. So you guys want to check that out, subscribe again, so you guys are made aware of it when it goes live. All right, guys, let's go into League Recon. Let's go into our first divisional game in the NFC. We got the Bears going against the Rams. A little quick recap here. The Bears came back from being down on the Packers. They own the Packers. Also, Ben Johnson talking that mess, standing 10 tones down for his team. Corey in the Crossfire pointed out last night. If you guys missed it, go back and watch it. And then the Rams squeaked out a come-from-behind win against the Panthers. They were the overwhelming favorites and only won by 3 points. So, Caleb, I'm going to kick it off with you. What are your X factors for whichever team you want to do your X factors for?
I'll roll with the Bears. And okay. I'll say my X factor, it's Caleb Williams, man. Which Caleb Williams are you going to get? Are you going to get the first half, really first 3 quarters of last week, Caleb Williams? Or are you going to get fourth quarter Caleb Williams? And obviously he's played much, much better this season than he did his rookie year. And I think they can win this game. I really do. And I think a lot of that lies on him. But so he's my offensive X factor. And then defensively, it's Kevin Byard. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're going to throw the ball. The Rams are going to throw the ball. That's just what they do. And he's I believe, I could be wrong on this, but at one point he was leading the NFL in interceptions. He does still.
Yep.
So, I mean, he's going to be flying around, and I think he's a major X factor in this game. Rams like to throw it anyway, so those are my X factors.
Nice. Austin, who are your X factors for this game?
I'm hyped about this game. This is the one that you're going to want to tune in Saturday morning to hear me on this one. But X factors, I'm going to go a little different route. I'm not really going to pick one for the team, but I think the weather.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's good.
It's we were talking a little beforehand, and we haven't seen a lot of teams go from LA to. It's not quite the East Coast, but they're traveling a distance, and it's going to be some very Midwest, northeastish weather. I think that's going to play a big factor. I think it'll make it a little tougher to throw the ball. So yeah, I'll stay neutral on that. That way we don't load up on one team's X factors. I think the weather's going to play a big factor in this game.
I like it.
I dig it. Corey, who are your X factors?
I'll do one quickly for each. For the Bears, it's that D line. I think the Panthers and what Ejiro Evero was able to show with the Panthers when they started pressuring Matt Stafford, it kind of rattled him up a little bit.
Yep.
Stafford's obviously not 100%. So if that defensive line can tee off Montez Sweat, Austin Booker, those guys, tee off on Matt Stafford, get him uncomfortable quickly, because as he said, it's going to be super cold. You're looking at -12, -15 wind chills. No one from LA wants to play in that. So that's for the Bears. On the flip side of that, for the Rams, it's got to be their defense. We got to get it cleaned up. Okay. Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, I'm looking at you guys. Manuel Forbes, I'm looking at you. You guys have got to play better than you showed last week against the Panthers, because Caleb Williams is a little bit, and that offense is a little bit more high powered than what the Panthers were. So defensive line for the Bears, and then just a defense in general for the Rams are mine.
And Matt, what are your X factors?
For the Bears, it's going to be their corners, Jalen Johnson and Tariq Stevenson, because Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, I mean, they've been coming in clutch. They've been making big catches. And again, I will die on this hill. Puka Nacua is the hero of last week's game, because if the Panthers pick that ball off, if he doesn't break that pass up, you're looking at a different scenario here.
Yep.
So for me, it's going to be those Bears corners. Can they contain Puka? Puka is a very good receiver. Up until he got injured, he was the #1 receiver in the league today. So yeah, can you contain both those receivers? And then for the Rams, it's going to be the run game. Their run game has kind of been up and down, inconsistent. So Kyron Williams, can you get some rhythm? Can you be productive? And actually a third one is going to be, and Austin and I kind of talked about it yesterday, it's going to be special teams. The Rams made the blunder list on special teams. So special teams.
I dig it. So I'm going to give some quick X factors on the Bears side. I'm going to look to that secondary to cause Matthew Stafford to throw some interceptions. If I'm not mistaken, the Bears, in terms of takeaways, I think they're in like the top 10, if I'm not mistaken, in the NFL regarding defensive takeaways in terms of fumbles, interceptions. So if they can get Matthew Stafford to throw some picks, give Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams those extra opportunities on that offensive side, and keep essentially the Rams defense on the field in that cold, I feel like that goes well for the Bears. And for the Rams, what is Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, how effective are they going to be in the cold when Matthew Stafford is looking for them to make a play? Austin had a really great point about the weather being a factor. I was looking on ESPN right now before it was my turn. It's going to be 19 degrees at Soldier Field at the time of kickoff, and it's going to go down even further and faster as the game wears on. So that means it's going to be tougher as the game goes on. Chicago, the Bears have been made for this weather. This is nothing new for them. For a California team, anything 40 degrees is almost too much for Californian teams. And I'll speak for myself on that, where once we get below a certain threshold, we just don't function anymore. But for the Rams, though, can that run game be effective? But more importantly, can those receivers bail Matthew Stafford out? Because he's going to need them to come up with big plays, make big receptions, yards after catch. That's all going to be on the shoulders of Matthew Stafford, but he can't do that without Devontae Adams and Puka. Caleb, I saw that you were going to make a comment.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say, I'm almost positive it's supposed to snow Thursday or Friday there. Yeah. And and so it's going to be nice and cold. Yeah, for sure.
I've been to Chicago in the wintertime. I went through it. It is no joke. Was not a fan. So
yeah.
Which sucks because that means it's gonna be super cold here this weekend too. So I'm like,
I will say, didn't the Rams play the Eagles in the snow game last year, and they played them pretty well?
They did. They lost, but we can make the argument that the Eagles let them off, or the Rams let them off the hook, because I think there was like a penalty that caused the first down for the Eagles that let them be able to kneel the ball, if I'm not mistaken.
But they did play him well, though.
They did. They had a lead, and then they lost it, though. So that was, I think. Go ahead, Corey.
Yeah, can we just think about all the offensive just man juice in this game between Sean McVay and Ben Johnson? Like,
man juice.
Some of the stuff these guys are about to unleash is going to be absolutely just wild to me,
just
dude.
Nasty.
I couldn't think of a better word, Matt. Get off me.
Don't say that now.
Anything else?
I'm just not good with words.
Let's move forward. Moving forward.
Next thing you know, we're going to be talking about wide spreads on the field right now. So let's get back on track, guys.
This weekend, honestly.
Right, so if you're into man juice, watch the Bears Rams this weekend.
Per Corey's request. Okay, guys, let's get to some of these comments here. Let's see. Brody here saying Bo Nix eats his goldfish and will win. Okay, bold statement there. Let's see. We got Bailey. That's what I've been thinking. Okay.
So he thinks he'll get tired.
Mama Shovik here wants the Bears to lose, but they keep coming back and freaking winning. Yeah. And I think we had a little friendly banter here with Brody and them. Brody, she is not a Rams fan, if you can believe it, sir. All right. Looks like... And then Mama Shovik with the last word here. Caleb will sling the ball for sure. I thought you were talking about our Caleb.
Yeah, I was going to say Flanders.
And he did give love to Derek Brown. So this is a Derek Brown microphone, maybe not podcast. So appreciate you, Drewski. Thanks for dropping ball knowledge.
All right, guys, let's move on to the rivalry game of the week that is sponsored by Rival Codes. If you guys want to get your rivalry gear like what Matt has right now, use Rival Codes 10 to get 10% off your purchase today. The rivalry matchup of the week is none other than the Seattle Seahawks versus the San Francisco 49ers. They're going to be in Seattle for an NFC West rematch. This will be their third game with each other this season in Seattle. It's going to be a huge matchup, guys. I'm actually quite excited for it. Little fun fact, there's actually a group that wants to do a watch party at my hotel for this game, and it's a quick turnaround. It's a lot of people. I don't know if we're going to make it, nor do I want Niner fans in my hotel, but we'll see.
Charge them double.
Yeah.
Well, we might have to. They're going to have to pay a hefty fee for sure. But anyways, I want to get your guys'
the rate.
Yeah. The rates are a little inflated nowadays. All right. Let's get into some X factors. Matt, I want to kick it off with you. Who are your X factors for the Seahawks and Niners game?
Well, for the Seahawks, it's going to be the Ginger General. It's going to be him. Because as you guys saw last year, obviously not a good showing last year. So, but the regular season with the Seahawks, he's been doing very well. It's like a whole new Sam Darnold. So are you going to get regular season Sam Darnold that carries that performance over into the playoffs? Or are we just going to get a repeat of last year where like all hype, no bite, and that's it? So Sam Darnold is without a doubt my X factor for the Seahawks. And then on the other side of the ball, again, CMC. It's always going to be CMC. Kittle is out. Someone needs to step up. Not that CMC hasn't stepped up, but expect him to get more of a workload, especially out in the flats as a receiving back and a running back with Kittle out. So those are my X factors.
All right, Caleb, give me your X factors for this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 49ers route, I guess. I'll say I'll go with Brock Purdy, really. I think if he's got to play, he's got to be on his A game this week. Because Seahawks are obviously, they're going to put up points. Like, they just are. That's just what they do. And then defensively, I've got to say Eric Kendricks. I thought he made some really big plays last week. I think he made that game-saving play there at the very end of the game. Kind of put the game in the bag. So I got to roll with him too. He's the 49ers linebacker, former Charger. Doing at least one person's doing us right. But yeah, I'll roll with those guys.
All right, Austin, who are your X factors?
Yeah, I'm going to go For the Seahawks, probably one of the more underappreciated people on the defense, I think it's going to be Ernest Jones the fourth. Everyone, DeMarcus Lawrence and Leonard Williams and kind of that pass rush, a little secondary. But Ernest Jones isn't only a tackling machine. He causes turnovers. He gets turnovers. He can rush the passer. I think he can be kind of that Swiss Army knife on defense to help combat some of the Kyle Shanahan things. Because this is a division rivalry. This third time playing each other, it's going to be a slobber knocker. So it's going to come down to some little things. So I think Ernest Jones the fourth is going to play a huge part. And then I'm with Matt, and I'm only going to repeat it because I think it's crucial for the Seahawks when it comes to the offensive side. It's going to be Sam Darnold. They have a good rushing attack, but it's going to come down to your quarterback's going to have to make a play or two here or there. And Sam Darnold doesn't have the track record on his side, so he's going to have to perform better than he has previous postseasons if the Seahawks legitimately want to have a shot.
Corey, X factors.
So I'm going to take a little bit of what everyone said, and I'm going to go quarterbacks on both, because obviously Brock Purdy is turnover prone when he's under pressure, and obviously Seattle has the defense to do that. If they can get Brock Purdy into making mistakes, we know this defense is they can get turnovers, and this defense is also one that they'll score on you.
Yep.
So I know the last few episodes we've actually, not jokingly, we've actually told you guys that there's defense in the playoffs right now that can score points and win games, and this is a defense that can do it. We ranked Houston, Seattle, Denver as the top three defenses in the postseason. That's leaves Seattle at number 2. So therefore, the 49ers are beat up. Now the flip side of that, Brock Purdy, the exact same, or the Sam Darnold, obviously is the exact same. He looks like a completely different quarterback once the regular season's over and you get into postseason play. Look at last year with the Vikings. Now he still gets paid. I do like Clint Kubiak, and I think Clint Kubiak's smart enough coming from the Shanahan tree to run the football with both great running backs. Do that, get Sam comfortable, then you can open up to play action and get JSN involved to get those other guys involved. The question is, what's Robert Saleh going to counter that with? Because Sam Darnold can also turn the football over, and the 49ers defense, while beat up, looked pretty damn good last week, even with their 5th, 6th, 7th string. Wallow looked really, really good from the Broncos practice squad, funny enough. So, again, it's going to come down to which quarterback makes the least amount of mistakes, right? Lean on those run games. You have the running backs for a reason, CMC and all those other guys. So whichever quarterback turns the ball over the least amount of times will probably win this game.
Yeah. You're basically going to take what I was going to say. So I'm going to go on the coach's side. I think this is going to be a battle between Mike McDonald and Robert Saleh. I'm not going to say Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan, I think, as in terms of the offensive side of the ball, there's really no one that's going to keep up with that. Sure, you can make the argument for Clint Kubiak, but it's Kyle Shanahan has the hand on the offense for the Niners. But what I will say for Mike McDonald and for Robert Saleh, these two defenses are going to have to cause problems like what Corey said and pretty much what everyone else said. Going to cause problems for the respective quarterback to get more opportunities for their respective offense. And I think what's interesting is the Niners here are kind of playing with house money. They weren't supposed to get this far, and they have really nothing to lose. The Seattle Seahawks are kind of coming in one overwhelming favorites and number 1 in the NFC. So they have that moniker on them where they need to prove that they are 7-point favorites as according to ESPN as of right now. And that's the spread just to open the lineup. So Kyle Shanahan, again, I said this on our show last night. Kyle Shanahan has either missed the playoffs or gone all the way to the NFC championship game. No in between. And you don't get that with just getting lucky. That's coaching, that's preparing your guys. And if we're looking at what team that we trust the most to get their guys ready to go, Kyle Shanahan, to me, is one of the best coaches to get his guys ready to go, despite what injuries they have or despite what they don't have. Would it help if they had George Kittle? 100%. But I think all of us can agree that we were surprised when we saw a surprise receiver kind of be the X factor in the last game that they had against the Eagles that kind of helped that offense develop a little bit to allow CMC to get some extra touches and get the ball out to whatever the receiver is that is available, whether it's Juwan Jennings or I think it's Demarcus Robinson, I think is the kid's name. So former Chief. But anyways, I looked at Kyle Shanahan for that, but also Robert Saleh. What's that defense got to dial up to disrupt Sam Darnold? And what is Mike McDonald going to do to get Brock Purdy to make more mistakes? So those coaches, in my opinion, are the X factors. Whoever calls the better defensive game is what's going to take this game on Saturday or Saturday, Sunday, whenever they're playing. So.
No, I agree. And I said it with the Bills game in the wild card weekend. Some teams that, even though they're coming in hotter, sometimes experience wins out. And I think that's what happened with the Bills. That's kind of what if it comes down to it, that's going to play a part here too. Niners are here damn near every year, every other year. Like they've been here before. Now, again, most of these players haven't been because they're a practice squad or something like that. But the core of that team has been here plenty of times. So, it could come down to experience matters. And it's the same thing with coaching. Saleh and Shanahan have been here plenty of times. So I think that'll kind of just a little caveat onto what you said as well.
Appreciate the extra add on to that. Let's get to some of the comments here. Drewski's saying that you might see a McColt Hartman this week and another former Chiefs player. We got a Brandon Hallman or Hall AM 51. Thank you for joining us. If y'all can send a 49ers jersey with the name automatically appear on the IR, that's a rough one.
He's a regular
power plant.
He's a regular on the comments. What's up, Brandon?
He says the off the wall funny stuff.
Yes, he's our
rumor has it the 49ers team bus is an ambulance. That's
Have
wild.
you all seen this stuff about the power plant? The 49ers.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know if I believe it, but that's interesting.
Or as LL Cool J says, an ambulance.
Ambulance. Let's see here. Brody, sorry, Caleb Madison, Batty Beers, Batty Buff couldn't save. That's a lot of baddies. Couldn't save Justin Herbert.
Yeah, sure thing, Brody. Whatever.
Brody's mad. He's the off the wall funny guy.
All right, and then Drewski reminding us that Fred Warner's practice window has opened. That'll be very interesting if he can make it back. I don't think he's going to make it to this game. Hypothetically, if the Niners get to the NFC Championship game, if he makes it back, that'll be an extra boost for that defense. So,
Matt, we had a comment call out special teams.
Yeah. Yep, I saw that from Bailey. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
We're recruiting them, Austin.
But surely special teams making a comeback.
There you go. We got to respect them. All right, guys, let's get to our final game. By the way, that rivalry game of the week was sponsored by Rival Codes. Use Rivals10 to get 10% off your merch today. If you can see Matt's shirt, he's got one of the Rival Codes shirt on now. Go to rivalcodes.com to get yours today. And our last game, this is probably for Mama Williams if she's watching. Patriots versus the Texans. This is in Foxborough. This is going to be a hell of a game. For those that need a recap, Caleb, I'm sorry, cover your ears. The Patriots whooped up on the Chargers and sent them home in a very embarrassing game for the Chargers. Texans also did the same to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They put a shellacking, if we do say so ourselves, on Mr. Aaron Rodgers, sent him home crying, and Mike Tomlin said, I quit. I don't want to do this no more, and he resigned from his position the following day. So I'd like some X factors. Austin, I'm going to kick it off with you. Who are your X factors for this matchup?
Man, this is one of those games that you don't really know what to think. Because honestly, as good as the Texans defense is, their offense is just as bad or equally as bad. So my X factors, I think I'm just going to go with Drake Maye. He is still a young quarterback. He is going against arguably one of the most ferocious and fastest defenses in the league. So I think if he can just remain calm, he's going to make mistakes. It's going to happen, but minimize them. Don't let it spiral. Turn the page when it happens. So I'm going to go Drake Maye. For the Texans, it's going to be their entire offense. Like, figure something out. Because for 2 quarters, 2.5 quarters, 3 quarters, you kind of look like doo-doo against the Steelers. Then your defense kind of, scored themselves and said, fine, we'll do it ourselves. So I'm going to do the youth of Drake Maye. Don't let that become part of the game. And then the entire Texans offense, just do something. I know you're down Nico Collins. You still got to figure something out. So if Texans offense don't show up, this game's going to be interesting.
Corey, what are your X factors for this game?
It's going to be Drake Maye's legs. And I say that because, Caleb, you go back to that game against the Chargers that we kind of talked about last night. Was the Chargers were able to get pretty good pressure on Drake Maye. Yeah. It was kind of back and forth between both those defenses, hitting each other's quarterbacks. So Drake Maye's going to have to extend the plays. It goes back to no silly turnovers. Don't give your push defense in a tough spot because, again, we literally just said it 5 minutes ago about the Seahawks defense. They can score. Texans defense will absolutely score. And I don't know if you want to put Drake Maye in a position where he has to battle back against a good, Texans defense. This is going to come down to CJ Stroud as the X factor for the offensive side of the football. Homeboy had 5 fumbles and lost 2 of them. You give the Patriots the short field. I'm confident that Drake Maye and Josh McDaniels will draw something up to get points out of this. And I think Vrabel's smart enough to actually take the points when needed, just for the simple fact that I think Vrabel knows his defense can slow the Texans offense down. So you can put up 3 and your defense will be just fine. It's not going for it on those 4th downs where you're being silly. And then all of a sudden here you go 4th and goal when you could have taken a field goal. Mm-hmm. And now you're playing, I see this being one of those 7-6 half times and being a, first team to score a touchdown, maybe. I'm not sure, but it's going to be one of those nasty ass defensive games, and there's going to be some blood. There's going to be some blood. You're going to hear some pads popping. It's going to be old school football, boys.
Mm-hmm. Austin's favorite kind of game. Caleb, what are your X factors for this game?
Yeah, so my X factors, I'll go with the Texans first. I got to roll with Woody Marks, man. I've got to see what CJ Stroud can do, but I think in order for him to make some room for him to throw, obviously Woody Marks has got to be able to run the ball. I mean, they've got to run the ball effectively. And defensively for the Texans, I love the way they play, everything about what the Texans are doing. Everyone knows about Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson, but what they don't know is the rest of that D-line. That is incredible. Derek Barnett, I believe, former VFL, he's been balling lately. And I think he's my X factor because when those guys take up so much attention that it frees up the other guys, and I think he's an X factor in this game. That D-line's got to make plays on Drake Maye early in the game. Do not let him get running. We saw what happened when he can run the ball. And then for the Patriots, it's Drake Maye offensively, with exactly what Corey said. His legs won the Patriots that game, in my opinion, as far as their offense goes. I mean, obviously, we know the rest of it. We talked about it yesterday. But
do you need a moment? Do you want to go over it again, or
no?
I think he's crashing out again.
I'm good. And then, really, I think it's Milton Williams.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Caleb. I
got to wipe my tears.
Yeah.
No, defensively for the Patriots, it's Milton Williams. Because really, he's the one that makes that defense go. I know everyone thinks it's everywhere else. But as the game went along, he just kind of wears on you. Wears on that O-line, and I think it's Milton Williams.
All right.
Yeah, him and Barmore are so sexy.
Barmore too. Big time.
All right, Matt, go ahead and give us your X factors, and remember, Mama Williams is watching.
Yeah, I figured. So for me, this is going to be a trenches battle for both offenses and defenses. This is a trenches game.
Yep.
If you think about it, the Chargers they were able to get to Drake Maye 5 times. They got to him, and not saying the Chargers defense is chopped liver. They were a top 5 defense, but you have a much better defensive front in the Texans than you do the Chargers. And if the Chargers can get to Drake 5 times, the Texans can get to them 6. I'm not going to say the other one. I think you know where I'm going with it.
What was that? What's the other number?
8, probably 8, 6 to 8 times. There we go. And the fact, and I've been talking about it all week, the thing that I love most about the Texans defense is it's not just Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson Jr. They like to send Petrie on blitzes a lot. Yes. And how many times have we seen Petrie in the backfield? Yep. So, Brody, I'm going to destroy the Goldfish Factory if I see that pop up again.
After the factory.
Wow. We're all at Goldfish.
Gator don't take no shit. But getting back on track, so again, if the Texans defense, again, if the Patriots offensive line can't pick up those stunts and all the confusion, because again, the Texans move their players around. If they can't pick up on that and protect Drake Maye, then it doesn't matter. And on the Patriots side of the ball, again, they have a good pass rush as well. They sack Justin Herbert. I mean, that's probably easy to do. It's the Chargers offensive line. Yeah. But the Texans offense really isn't anything to write home about, And one of the things that the Patriots were good at is they allow through 17 weeks, out of all the drives they faced, only 32% ended up in the red zone. So they don't let you down the field. Like, you may get past midfield, but you probably won't go any further than that. So, and part of the reason is because of that pass rush. So if they're disruptive and they get in the backfield, like Corey said, CJ Stroud fumbled 5 times. So if they're constantly in the backfield, your defense is eventually just going to get tired. The Texans are just lucky that the Steelers are trash. So sorry, Amanda, if you're watching this, sorry to your husband and your son, but yeah, the Steelers are just trash. So,
and I will say real quick before we get to you, Cody, Caleb, if you go again, I'm asking you to go back to last week in our pregame show. You had talked about all the defensives in the AFC. That was the offensive line that you wanted to see. And I think to your credit, we saw why you wanted that offensive line to match up with the Chargers defensive line. So if I'm the Texans, I'm like,
I agree.
Word.
I agree. I mean, they still had a ton of sacks last week, but that's still the worst D line, I think, in the playoffs right now. Defense on the AFC side.
I do think what's interesting is, and Matt, to your credit by saying this, the Texans offensive line is nothing that is elite by any means. They've been known to give up a bunch of sacks to get CJ Stroud out of his rhythm. So I wouldn't be surprised if I see the New England Patriots adopt the same kind of game plan defensively as they did with the Chargers, which is just nothing but all out blitzes if they have to, just play a little bit of a soft zone. Austin, I think you're going to really love this. This is going to be a battle between Christian Gonzalez and Derek Stingley, probably the top 4 or 5 cornerbacks in the.
Yes. Well, he's practicing today, so yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Stingley, you're referring to, or Gonzalez?
Gonzalez. He was in concussion protocol, but Vrabel said he was back at practice, so you're good.
Okay. So, but imagine those two though, each ball hawking, and it's going to come down to either Drake Maye finding either Stephon Diggs, which can be considered a revenge game because former Texan, or this is going to be, can one of these receivers for the Texans step up, since Nico Collins is not going to be in this game. He's in concussion protocol, and he had a pretty nasty fall on Monday Night Football. So hopefully he's okay. But that leaves now, who's the guy that's going to step up? Is it going to be Christian Kirk, who's going to step up like he did? Or is Christian Gonzalez just going to shut down half of the field? And again, the Patriots are just going to do an all-out rush to get to CJ Stroud, get him out of rhythm to where they just play into their hands. So this, to me, is going to be a very secondary heavy, like which secondary is going to be able to hold whatever these quarterbacks at bay. Drake Maye, we can agree, is not only going to run with his legs, but he can stretch the field and he can throw it out of the stadium. But for CJ Stroud, can he just play mistake-free football? You can't have 6 turnovers, 5 of them being fumbles. You need to take care of the ball. What can you do to take care of the ball? Make smart decisions, protect the football, by the way, but also what's your offensive line going to do? So I think there's a lot of those X factors that come into play. And just in general, I'm going to say for the Patriots, it's that secondary. Can they shut down whatever wide receiver is going to step in place of Nico Collins and make CJ Stroud uncomfortable and get him into mistakes because he doesn't have his go-to guy anymore? So,
and to Bailey's credit with the X factors, she obviously went to Iowa State boys, and very rightfully so. Of those two, I would look at Higgins probably. I think Higgins may have that chance, but it's one of those where CJ can't hang onto the dang ball and let the defense, the pocket. That's what happens. He hangs onto it, the pocket collapses, and then before you know it, he's got someone right there in his lap. He's fumbling it, or he's getting sacked. So I like the Higgins one and that one to be a sleeper possible for the Texans offense.
Well, one of you pointed out that Petrie gets sent on blitzes a lot. I still think one of the most overlooked dudes probably in the NFL, just given the defense he's on, Lassiter.
Yeah.
That dude is a legit corner 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And the Texans have the luxury of him being a corner 2. How he's actually not an all-pro is beside me. The dude had safety numbers with tackles and like corner numbers with turnovers and PBUs and stuff. So like they have the luxury of just being absolutely stacked there.
And they target him a lot too.
They do.
Yeah, and he, like most corners, does get beat. I mean, every corner gets beat. PS2's been beat. Stingley's been beat. But overall, that dude is, I don't want to say as good as Stingley, because Stingley is like PS2, just on a different level.
Except for the postseason.
Well, last game he allowed 0 catches. So this year's postseason, it's at least a bounce back. But like that secondary it's gross because Petrie and Stingley get all the love, but Bullock too. I mean, and Lassiter. So like the Texans are rolling out something here. It's going to be interesting to see how Drake Maye actually does against a good team.
Yeah. And I do want to just remind everybody, Caleb here, one of his very first episodes kind of called out that the Patriots didn't face anyone that was really of a winning caliber except for beating the Bills early on. Unfortunately, they did send your Chargers home, but do you still feel like the Patriots haven't really been challenged?
I mean, that defense proved me wrong overall last week. I didn't expect them to do as good as they did. That was the most shocking thing for me, was probably how their defense succeeded last week. And I don't know how much that was just on like my team or if it was what they were doing, but everybody, I don't know if you saw the Robert Spillane stuff after the game where he's like, no one knew, they didn't know what we were doing. And so I don't know if it's like the Patriots side of thing or we just weren't prepared, but overall, they made me eat my words. So
you fired your OC, so I'm going to lean towards your OC. Just probably didn't have them prepared at all.
It's Greg Roman. We talked about it offline. He's just not in modern NFL territory. So the fact that y'all made it this far with Greg Roman should be a blessing in and of itself. And now you guys need to look at someone to bring Herbert to the next level for you guys to go home in the first round again.
Yeah, Drewski says the stunts, and those stunts got Justin Herbert absolutely destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
Those stunts were wild.
And it wasn't even like crazy, or it didn't look like anything crazy. Yeah. But they were getting after him.
I do want to ask a legitimate question on this, though.
Is it legit?
It is. Over or under one total touchdown scored this game?
I'm gonna
go over.
Think so?
Here's why. This is a perfect trap game for all of us to believe that it's going to be only defense. And what's going to be funny is it's probably going to be an onslaught of scoring, and we're going to wonder where the defense went. This is reminding me of that kind of game. I'm not going to say it's like everyone's going to score 40 points, but I think we're going to be surprised that each team has scored up in the 27-ish, 30-point range. I wouldn't be surprised if the game gets there because, these defenses are running so hard that maybe it's the extra drives are going to burn them out or whatever. So I can see this being like a higher scoring game than like one touchdown,
Yeah. Texans defense. If there is one, I think it's Texans defense. Literally what Drewski was saying.
Touchdowns, offensive touchdowns.
Offensive, yeah.
I think both defenses can put up touchdowns and special teams. Patriots actually have a legitimate special teams.
Marcus Jones.
Shout out. Patriots special teams is legit.
Marcus Jones is baller.
Texans are the 06 Bears. That was when they lost to the Colts. They're going to win. They're going to go to the Super Bowl and lose. So Brody is predicting that the Texans are going to make it to the Super Bowl, which means that they'd have to beat the Broncos if that were the case, or the Bills, whoever they face.
God, Cody, stop it! Don't quit looking ahead.
I don't have a team in this. I don't have a team in this.
Look ahead.
I will say this. So Drewski was actually in my live earlier, and Denver Dev was as well. I don't know if he's still here, but them Texans fans are starting to look a lot like Chargers fans.
They are.
It's like, what are you even worried about? We're not even playing each other this week. You got your own game to worry about.
Drewski, we're gonna have you come back on the Saturday morning pregame show. Got to start saying Saturday, and we need your score prediction and who you want to win before we sign off on that episode. So come back, Drewski, on Saturday morning when we do our live. I want to know who you got for the Bills and the Broncos and what the score is going to be. That'd be fun.
Bills by 100.
Bills by Caleb. Why are you so sour, Corey? It's your birthday, man. Why have a smile on your face?
Positive vibes, boys. Game face, Cody. I told you this last night. Game face.
He didn't get his goldfish today.
Well, according here to Brody, if Matt were to blow it up, then we're all out of goldfish.
Well, if he says those two dreaded numbers ever again, I will. No. Gator don't play no shit.
Listen to
Matt,
what
why was
He's
6 afraid?
putting on his what?
Matt, why was 6 afraid of 7?
Because shut the hell up.
listen to what this guy got for his birthday.
What did you get for your birthday?
My coworkers gifted me 1.5 pounds of bacon.
Hell yeah.
My coworkers.
Dang.
They know.
No, we
What
didn't eat all the bacon in one setting.
No.
We are still doing the diet, so we will split the bacon up how
I was
we
going to
see-
say, when are you smoking that?
Oh, we got some meals planned out for it.
There we go. All right, guys. Again, reminder, it is Corey's birthday, so give him a shout out in the comments. What up?
He's in his prime.
I'm in my prime. 37.
I'm in my
That
prime.
felt so good.
And the knees, too.
And then oh
Oh
god.
my God, you're 37.
But I am saying I'm going to a very well-known chiropractor here in St. Louis who has 1 million subscribers on YouTube on Monday. And I'm
There you go.
really, really hoping that this dude, his videos are fantastic, by the way. So I'm really hoping that he's able to do to my neck what he does in the videos because
Is it would it be
My
one of
neck,
those
my
things?
back,
All right,
my-
just
and my crack.
breathe in for me, just like that.
Or it looks
The
like
bell
he
pull.
pulls you.
yeah, he puts you in like a headlock and then he just
Say uncle.
he cracks your neck and then he puts this little thing on your chin and just like decompresses your spine and just like he's got 1 million YouTube subscribers, so apparently they love what he's doing. So
Hey, get some tips on how we get 1 million subscribers.
yeah,
Crack necks, bro.
crack necks, man.
Corey kept saying that on the TikTok live. Yep.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
I was wondering why he kept saying. I was like, do I really say that?
You do. You're like, yep.
Well, all right, I'm good with that then.
Yep,
Papa, yep.
You need a shirt that says it.
It's like it's that storage wars guys who's always like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys knew what I was talking about.
Oh yeah. All right, guys. Do we have anything else before we sign off?
What a show!
Yeah, that was good
What a
stuff.
show.
Appreciate you guys in the
Good.
comments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real. Everyone in the comments, shout out to you guys. Please come back for Saturday morning when we do our live, and we'll actually give our game picks, and we'll do more of our actual seggies that you guys see us normally do on Saturday or on Sunday morning, but we'll do it on Saturday morning for our divisional round. Again, huge shout out and huge happy birthday to you, Corey, and also Grandma Shovik. Thank you for the kind words that you had shared with Austin to share with us. Never felt so. Andrewski,
We're really
never felt-
happy you survived the Titanic, Grandma Shovik.
Actually, you did turn 84.
She did turn 84, so I mean,
Isn't that meme? It's been 84
4
years.
years.
we
Yeah.
can't confirm.
Yep.
Drewski,
We're
that's the
happy
best
you made
birthday
it off.
present,
Her
right?
name is Rose. No, I'm kidding. That's too
yeah.
far.
Did she have a partner named Jack along the way, or?
No,
She's just the tip of the iceberg.
I'm gonna show the yip. You'd wear it.
I'd wear it. If you give me one, I'll wear it.
That's great.
Get a Bears logo on it.
Don't put a Bears logo on it, though.
Oh no, you have to now.
No,
Bear down, baby.
no.
All
No,
right, guys. If you
it's-
guys are watching us still, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on all of our social media. As you can see down there at West War Room Rivals, you can find us on TikTok, IG, YouTube, X, Facebook, wherever social media is at. You can find us. We love and appreciate everybody. I'm going to give some shout outs to some sponsors before we head out. Vidite Coffee. Go to viditecoffee.com today to get your special coffee. They've got a black coffee and then a latte coffee, which is latte is the best one. So pick that up. Tell them that the War Room sent you. Also, Rival Codes. Again, rivalry game of the week is going to be the Niners and the Seahawks. Use Rivals 10 to get 10% off your merch. You can see Matt there modeling it for you now. And then head over to Field Ops Kansas. Visit Troy and the crew. If you guys have a sports league or know anybody that needs any sport marking line set up for their games or their leagues, reach out to Troy and the crew. He'll get you guys hooked up. Also, Emporia State Federal Credit Union, the War Room's banking of choice. We appreciate you guys so much for being the supporters of season 1 of the War Room. Can't wait for all the things that we do in season 2 with you as our partner. And of course, the main sponsors you can see on Matt's head, on Austin's head, pretty much all the guys except for me. I'm wearing our merch, but JBW Solutions, as we're recording out of the JBW Solutions studio, shout out to Jeff and the team over there. They are veteran owned, safety focused, community driven. We can't thank them enough for all their love and support. We got the corgis in the background giving shout out and love to Jeff over there. Shout out to Kobe, RIP. Wish you were here with us. I think that's it, guys. Do I need to thank anybody else?
Get ready for the weekend. It's almost game time.
Oh, great.
Country.
Bailey, stay tuned. We're going to drop times in on Instagram for Saturday morning, but stay tuned. And again, subscribe and turn on notifications to find us. We'll see you guys on Saturday morning, y'all.